All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to attend this session. This is the AI-powered playbook for modern brokerages from Realee. Today, we're going to keep it fast-paced and actionable. We're going to have time for FAQs and Q&A. So make sure to stick around to the end as we are offering a special bonus that's only going to be available to webinar attendees. And it's a big one, so don't miss out. Before we dive into it, I want to tell you a little bit about Realee and our mission. Our mission is really to transform the way realtors and brokerages work. We believe that with the advent of AI and having these super powered intelligence at our sides is really going to have a radical change over the coming years, not only in the real estate industry, but across all technology and all different sectors. And we really think that there's an opportunity here that you will see throughout this presentation that our core mission here is about always being on. And we'll see that this is very deep rooted in brokerage and realtor culture, and this is something that we are looking to basically help with. So let's get started. Now, what if always being on wasn't a flex, but it was actually part of a broken system? Again, welcome. I'm here to show you something that could fundamentally change how you run your brokerage and your business. We've been told you have to constantly be available, right? You always got to be on. It's part of the job. That includes, taking calls during dinner, weekends, whether you're at events for your children or for family members. It's a deal and you need to always be on, right? But what if that was actually what was holding us back, right? So today I'm going to show you how top performing agents and performing teams are scaling without burning out by using AI sales agents to support their agents, not actually replace them. Now, on my side, just to give you a little bit about me, I've been working with agents since 2013, not as one, but as an actual real estate investor. I built my portfolio through dedication of great agents who sacrifice their time, their sleep, and in some cases, their personal lives. I remember one time one of them saying to me that, I think I lost someone important, and it was because I was always working. And I remember at that time, it really hit me kind of hard, what that person was giving up. And honestly, I just never forget it. So really for me is a way of giving back. We're building tools to support agents with systems so that they can honestly reclaim their time, but still win big. That's the ultimate. So today I'm going to walk you through the exact framework that brokerages are using right now to basically convert more leads, take pressure off of their agents, and build a scalable and modern real estate business with systems that run 24/7. Okay. So part of this system, there are three secrets that we're going to go through here. One, speed beats charm. CRM actually doesn't follow up. And modern brokerages build systems. Okay. So let's go through each one in a little bit of detail. Secret number one, speed beats charm, and most teams are too slow, right? When I click an ad or I submit a form, I want a response right now, right? When the intent is the highest, whether we're asking about a specific listing or we want that home free valuation or we just have questions about the process, we want to have those answers right away. Back in the day when I did my internship, actually, many decades ago at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, they had one rule: don't let the phone ring more than twice, and the one who answers wins. That was literally the culture that they built of urgency, and we basically built that into Real. Now, secret number two: your CRM doesn't follow up; it just stores regrets, right? One of the things that we have to honestly understand is that the CRM doesn't do the follow-ups, right? It's the team does, or at least they try to. But we both know what happens when agents are just juggling 100 things, right? Right there is where it really steps in right away, and it qualifies the leads, it books the calls, and it's also going to send transcripts and summaries and call recordings to make sure that your agents only talk to serious people who are ready to move forward, right? You're actually able to stay in the flow and you stop leaving money on the table. Now, as you know, and as many of you know, there are lots of CRMs in the industry. Many agents don't even use CRMs because of the amount of volume they're doing. And this is one of the things that we pride ourselves on, is that we are not just another tool that you plug in. We're actually a done for you service. So we are not trying to put more on your plate. We're actually taking more off of your plate. We are a results-based business, and that's what we kind of promise to you, is that we want to help you win back your time and still increase those results. Now, the secret number 3, modern brokerages build systems that work while they sleep. Okay. You don't scale by trading time for money, right? You scale by building systems that engage your leads and support your agents even when you're offline, right? So some of the things that we look at is the client experience, right? Every lead feels taken care of, right? In an age where auto emails, text messages, Messenger or WhatsApp or Instagram or TikTok DMs can sometimes feel very fake or not personalized. This is where voice, and really come into play, where we're able to put that real feeling back into it, right? The agent focus, right? Free from the mechanical to focus on the meaningful. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is get rid of all of these tasks that are very mechanical that can be done through automation and through AI at a high level. No, we're not replacing the human. We really believe in artificial intelligence plus human intelligence equals success, right? There are a lot of pieces that the real estate agent would have more time to focus on, and namely building the relationships, building their spheres of influence, and spending more time understanding what their true value is and expanding their business in ways that they just never thought possible before when they didn't have the time. Right now, from a business growth perspective, consistent follow-ups. One of the other pieces here is not only the instant response time, but it's also the following up, right? Industry shows that you need to follow up with a lead almost 7 to 8 times after that initial attempt. So even though responding within 5 minutes is increasingly important, because it said the stats show that if you don't respond within 5 minutes, you're 100 times less likely, right? Imagine that they want some questions on a listing, or they're just curious about a house that came in. They're just going to go to the next realtor who's going to give them that answer, right? So the following up process is almost just as important as that instant response to get them when their intent is the highest, because we know that you can text them, you can email them, you might have to call them, 5, 6, 7 different times to get a hold of them. And then again, we build systems and businesses with smart leverage. Okay. You don't scale with more hours, you scale with smarter leverage. Okay. So keep this in mind. Free yourself from the mechanical to focus on the meaningful. Now, I'll stop here just real quick to see if there's any questions or anything. Please throw them in the comments, anything of that nature, before we kind of get into what happens and what goes on when you join Realee. Happy to answer any questions at this stage. Now, a couple of common questions that we get is, does Realee also do outbound? Now, the short answer is yes. The best way to think about how the Realee.ai systems can help you out is to really think about your inbound and your outbound channels. So if we look at your websites, your ads, your socials, we can plug into those channels to engage in a more personal and deep level. Same with your listings, being able to support through Q&A and really try to filter out those people who are just have some questions but aren't really ready to move forward, and build actual flows that nurture but also move them forward down the pipeline so that you consistently have your cold, your warm, and your ready leads that you're working while you're juggling all the current deals and the current clients that you're working with, your spheres of influence to continue your referrals coming in at a consistent pace. So I will answer any questions as they come in, but here's really what you get when you join Realee.ai today. You're getting AI agent and qualification agents, right? So this is automated lead qualification and engagement to identify your best prospects. As I mentioned, we are able to integrate into any different channel that may exist with our solutions. Now, AI outbound calling agents as well. Now, some brokerages have pools of leads that they often don't work, right? Or they give to new agents that come in. So even as a recruiting tool, as we've seen, Having this system in place for new agents is a great recruiting tool as well, to understand that you are a modern brokerage using modern systems and tactics to help your agents succeed. Now, from a brokerage perspective, we've also seen where the brokerage uses our outbound calling system to actually nurture and qualify leads before they hand them off to their actual clients as well. So that actually helps quite a bit as well in terms of being able to talk about different types of splits and how to grow the brokerage in a very profitable and fair way. So there's lots of different ways that we work when it comes to understanding what is the strategy of the team leader or the brokerage, and then customizing really for those goals. Now, CRM sync summaries and call recordings. This is, to me, a game changer because we really believe in not adding more to an already overburdened agent. So we seamlessly integrate with any modern technology, and we can actually use anything like Follow Up Boss or KV Core or any of the other ones. We can basically connect in so that as our system is nurturing, updating, having conversations, whether via voice or text, is updating that CRM in real time so that the agents always have access to the latest and up-to-date information when they are looking to drive their business. When we actually engage, qualify, and move down the pipeline, they are also going to get, like I said, those full transcripts, call recordings, and as well as summaries so that they can understand where they are, what's going on right away. So if they need to make that phone call right back in 5-10 minutes after the prospect has spoken with the agent, they pick up right where they left off and can take the relationship deeper. Now, we have 5 active AI channels. So this is where we do a multi-channel approach, like I mentioned: leads, websites, text messages, SMS, whether that's WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram. We can do all of these different things. Today's offer, we are going to be giving out 5 different channels that you activate. So we think we're going to be able to cover whatever you have going on through those 5 channels. Then we also have your done for you setup, which is $1,000 value, which is a professional implementation to get you and the team up and running. And then you also get your live team training. This is actually comprehensive training to ensure your team is maximizing the platform, but also understanding AI at its core and seeing and understanding how your team can be utilizing AI from a fundamental a sidekick and assistant, even in your daily tasks, daily reminders, setting your mindset and your motivation for your day on a consistent basis. So this is what's going on today when you actually join Realee, and this is what you actually get. Now, the regular pricing for Realee is $19.97 on a regular monthly subscription with $1,000 setup fee. But that's basically on the regular without actually joining this webinar. Now, we have a webinar offer special just for you for watching and signing up, where today only we are going to be looking at cutting that in half. So our limited time offer that was going to allow you to transform your brokerage and your agents, free up their time, basically essentially change the way that it completely operates with an AI-powered client engagement system. We're going to be dropping that price down to a monthly subscription of $9.97. That's going to include all those AI channels that I mentioned and your features included. We're also going to be reducing the one-time setup fee, and we're going to be adding in that value-added training on top of that. Now, when you actually start thinking about how these systems work and play and activate inside of your system, imagine your day. When you plan out your day, things come in, you have your showings, you have your current deals that could be at a different phase, whether they're still looking to remove conditions or there's an inspection going on. When you have your current listing, you got to go set up for your showings, your images, your pictures, your videos. You're trying to manage your social media, all of these things, right? So understand that from a lead engagement, a prospecting perspective, you are able to have all of that covered while you're busy, evenings, weekends, 24/7. That's really what the power of setting up your AI sales system to support your team and your agents brings you. It's a consistent upgrade, and it's a way that you change and evolve in your work, because you will know that this is always working 24/7, whether you are at dinner, whether you're at an event, whether you're sleeping, whether leads come in after hours, and whether you're already busy. You know that the lead is actually going to be handled accordingly, as well as qualified, booked, and moved to the right part of your pipeline. Now, for those high intent leads, we do have a special feature that also comes in, which is called agent transfer, where if the AI actually identifies that this agent or this deal or this person they're speaking with, this prospect, has a very high intent, is ready to move, it will actually recommend that you speak to somebody and it can transfer it to you directly in real time. It'll call you, it'll give you a quick summary, and then it'll patch you together so that you can pick up the call and move it forward right here. Sounds pretty awesome, right? Well, it really is. That's one of the biggest things. This is what gets us so excited about working with agents, because when you really understand that you have limited amount of time in a day, and when you look at all the different ways to scale your business, right? A lot of people leverage that social media presence, and we all know, the ones who have done social media, is that it takes a lot of time to consistently put out that content and be on and do all the camera work and do your postings and everything on a consistent basis. This is allowing you to continue to leverage, if you're a referral based system primarily, which I know a lot of agents are, this is a way to really scale that system, because you are going to be able to focus more of your time on the meaningful conversations and the meaningful networking events and relationships that really do drive your business. And for those of you who are heavy into the social media or are exploring social media, this is something that we also leverage as well, because what we do is we insert ourselves into those engagement channels. So whether it's being able to have fun and cheeky conversations or experiences for your leads and prospects when it comes to your listings, or basically being able to filter out those tire kickers from the ones who are really ready to put in an offer or actually list their houses. They have immediate support and immediate question answering abilities based on your property listing specifically, based on your overall mission and your overall vision and philosophy as well, so that they can actually be nurtured and understand why you are the agent for that. So again, I told you that if you stuck around to the end, you're going to get something super special. So this is what we're calling our Trailblazer bonus, right? If you are the first one to join, you will get your setup fee waived, a whole $500 value. We call this the Trailblazer bonus because with the markets that we're working within, there's always the first one. And it's always the first one who has to take the risk and who has to actually do something new. And that sometimes can be scary, but it's the victors and the trailblazers that go the spoils, right? You are still eligible for if you're spot number 2 for the webinar pricing and spot number 3. We are only going to be taking 3 new clients, because one of the things that we promise and we guarantee are our satisfaction commitment and our results driven actual guarantee. Okay. So it's very, very simple. If we don't respond faster and we don't book more qualified appointments in your current follow-up system in the first 30 days, you do not pay. Okay. There's no red tape. There's no headaches. It's really just results. And this is really for you so that you can get rid of any barrier that you may have as to why you would not try this, because we are seeing great results. And this is really just the beginning of how modern brokerages are beginning to implement and use AI. We are starting with the foundation of the most impactful piece so that you can win back your time and you can actually begin to either scale your business like you've always imagined, or if you just wanted more work-life balance for your agents, that they're still going to be able to not only produce the same amount of results, but higher results in a more balanced approach. This is the best of both worlds. So if you're still thinking it over, let's clear the air, right? A couple Q&As and a couple different FAQs, right? What if my agents won't use it? Well, this is the best part. It's done for you. They just engage with the results. From the agent perspective, there is nothing different that they need to actually do. We actually just seamlessly integrate in with your existing CRMs, or whether those are Excel sheets or however you're usually, or however you're actually doing it, we integrate seamlessly. Now, this isn't just a CRM or a chatbot. No, really is your AI teammate. This is not another tab in your browser, right? We are actually going to be working 24/7 all the time to continue to drive your business. Now, the market's slow right now. Well, that's why systems matter the most, right? When the actual market heats up, and we know it's going to be heating up, you don't want to be scrambling. That's the last thing you want to be doing, is putting something on your plate when you have lots of deals and lots of conversations. You want to be ready to increase your flow into that. And can you talk to someone first about it? Of course you can. You can just book a call. There's no pressure. There's just clarity. And we'd love to be able to give you a live demo so that you could actually hear and see Realee in action. And the best thing to remember is that we can give it different voices, different actual accents, right? Male, female, anything we want, and for all the different channels. So you really have to understand that you can put your brand voice, your style into this so that it represents you and your uniqueness as well. So at the end of the day, let's make this simple, right? Really supports your team, captures every lead, it builds trust from the very first second, and it gives you and your team back your time. The old way, you got to work harder, you got to be everywhere, you got to always be on, you got to chase calls, evenings, weekends, and during events. The new way, it's smart systems, leveraging lightning fast responses and consistent follow up so that you're only working with the clients that are ready to move forward. It's really freedom without the fallout. So let's build your AI powered brokerage together. So thank you so much for joining us today. And now will be a time where if there's any questions in the chat or anything else, feel free. I'm going to answer them. So I'll keep this up as the webinar exclusive offer where you're getting a 50% discount on your monthly subscription. You're getting your 50% reduction on your one-time setup, and you're also getting these value added, $1,500 in value added free when you get the setup and your team training bonuses. Now, this is a limited time offer. We're only going to be selecting 3 spots available, and there's 7 days from when you watch this webinar that you have the opportunity to sign up for this offer. So let's go into the chat and let's see what questions we have. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, AI agents, do they sound human? Yes. This is one of the breakthroughs of the technology over the last 12 months that has really taken leaps and bounds, which is, again, we are able to give it whether a male or female voice, we can give it different accents, different youth, middle age, older. There's literally hundreds of options that we are able to go through to really customize it to whatever preference you have. And it is truly remarkable. Let's see, another question here from a brokerage team lead. We already have assistants making follow-up calls. Why would we add AI in the mix? Well, this is the best part, is that if you already have admins, right, we know that they handle multiple different tasks. They might be doing follow-ups. They might do follow-ups for specific events. They might actually be supporting other agents. So at the end of the day, this still helps them to provide consistent follow-ups. So if they get busy with other things, you know that this is never going to fall through the cracks. Let's see. That's another one. Nothing more. Can this handle multiple lead sources? Yes, as I mentioned, we can basically plug into any different lead source that you have, whether Zillow, Facebook, ads, anything that comes in, your email, your forms, anything that comes in, we are able to connect with to. Here's a good one. How do I make sure that the AI doesn't say something that puts us at risk with compliance? That is a great question. So with us, the beautiful part about when you're building AI agents is you're working on your prompting, right? That's everything that we do, part of the value that we have in terms of our expert engineers and prompt engineers. Now, what we do is we do something called negative prompting. So it's actually, we can eliminate and ensure that it does not say or talk about things that we don't want it to, so that it always stays on task and stays in ingestion. We do multi-step testing while we're building the agent. When we first launch, when we do an internal launch, and then by the time we finally put it public and live, it's gone through rigorous testing from all different parties in all different ways to ensure its consistency. That's a great question, by the way. Now, for individual agents who are watching this, if they say, I'm an individual agent, but my broker handles all the techs, can I still use this solo? Yes, you can. If you have a lead flow or you want to basically level up your game, this is definitely something that we can talk about and implement. We do have other use cases that we support. and we work with those specifically. Some of the other use cases are after, open houses. You may have, 30, 40, 50 people who came through the open house and you want to do some follow-ups. We can instantly follow up with all of those. And that goes back to the understanding of the outbound capability. We can make phone calls, have those messages, have those conversations, to gauge interest, to see where people are. And then you're basically dealing with the results. That's just one example. We also have our AI powered voicemail. Again, to really go back to our mission of trying to free up your time, have confidence when you actually turn off or put it on do not disturb or decline a call, that it will actually get routed to your AI agent to basically field the call. And if there is something of importance, we can have those program systems in there that says, you know what, send this email or send this text as a high alert, so that you know that if you're getting that specific text or email, then you want to look at it, because it might be something that you do need to address immediately. For other things, just deal with it when you have the time. Great question. Now let's see what. So some people do want to hear the actual AI on the phone. What I would recommend at that point is to definitely book a call with us. You'll have it in our emails and our follow-ups. Book a call. We'd love to be able to give you an actual live demo so that you could actually hear it and see it in action. And if you actually go to our website, Realee.ai, there's also a recording there that you can watch and see, so that you can see the live demo. It's a great question. All right, there are a few other questions. Yes, we do provide reporting. You will get customized reporting based on your specific goals. So whether that's follow-up time decreases, amount of appointments booked, conversations had, we do full reporting on the agent. And there's also constant tweaking and updating as well. We are always improving. We're always, an iterative process with these AI systems, just like any type of emailing system or messaging system or communication system, is we're always taking the feedback. We're always looking at how it's working and giving that back and making it better on a consistent basis. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of gone through most of the questions here. Yeah. So once again, if you have any other questions or you have anything else, feel free to reach out. Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope that you understand that this is definitely a game-changing type of system that you can get. And when you join Realee today, you are getting AI engagement and qualification agents. You're getting your AI outbound calling agents. You're getting all that CRM sync with everything, so that your agents and your team are going to be getting and only working with people who are ready to move forward. We're going to actually put the AI Realee system in 5 active AI channels. So whether, like I mentioned, whether that's on your website, whether that's your contact forms, your socials, your running ads, we're going to cover you everywhere. You're also going to get the done for you setup. You're going to get the bonus live training with your team, all included in this $997 price. So thank you for joining the webinar. If you have any questions, please book a call with us. We'd love to help you out. At the end of the day, if this is going to be a fit for you and us, you are going to get the time and dedication from our team. And this is why we only have 3 spots available, because we really like to dive deep with the brokerages and the teams that we work with, because this is just the beginning. As of right now, we always like to say in the AI space, this is as the worst it's ever going to be. And it's only going to get better. So again, thank you for joining, and have yourself a lovely day.